Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, my name is Greg Pak, writer of comics, and you are on, or you are watching Splash Pages.
Is the one obvious thing.
What's wrong with him?
His girl just broke it off.
It's her father. He doesn't want her dating a zombie.
Why? What are they, demons?
She is predeceased.
An outsider?
Man, you're asking for trouble.
She broke my heart.
You're a zombie. Technically, you don't even have a heart.
After all of the great cinema that we brought to the world, and we still get no respect.
I don't know why he doesn't like me. I'm responsible. A full-time job.
You work at a haunted house in October.
I'm trying to be healthy. She's a vegan, so...
Wait, you're giving up meat?
Oh, come on.
What are you gonna do? Attack a farmer's market to try to impress her?
Now, if he was a vampire, you'd have a much better chance with her dad.
Yeah, those pretty bastards.
I didn't think this would be that hard.
Hard. Man, I'm a zombie and I'm black.
Oh, here we go.
I blame the educational system.
I blame the media.
I blame George Romero.
Oh. How could you be so disrespectful?
Coffee?
Zombies don't know much, but they do know good coffee, Deadly Grounds. It's coffee to die for, and zombie approved.
Who's George Romero?
Just have some coffee.
Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Splash Pages. We have an amazing show scheduled for you, as always. We're going to kick it off fast. Carrie, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. Happy Saturday, everybody. So happy to see you. This has been a busy week. You get 3 interviews with us. I did not sleep last night, so I'm celebrating with a Moscow Mule, and Red Tosker's got some Crown going. But enough about my boozing it. Let's go see what Jar's up to.
Jar.
Hey, everybody. It's Saturday. We're here. You're here. And it's going to be a good one. I'm very excited for this. So I guess over to Steve Van Samson.
That's Steve Van Samson.
I just got done watching some Saturday morning cartoons and eating some breakfast cereal. So I'm ready to go. I'm hopped up on sugar and ready for some interviewing.
Oh, what do you watch? What do you watch?
Oh, some classic G.I. Joe, of course.
Okay, there we go.
Cobra!
Yeah, you got it.
And the knowledge is still half the battle, according to G.I. Steve. Hey, everybody. It's Drew. Welcome. It's Saturday. Really excited to have everybody here. It's still really bright out, so I'm going to do my best. But we have a phenomenal guest. If you've seen his work, he's been killing it, whether it was at Marvel, DC, Oni Press, anywhere. You've seen him on Warlock, X-Men, Star Wars, Hulk, Incredible Hercules, Cruel Universe, and he's been absolutely slaying it with titles like Darth Vader and other things he's working on, both in the past and some even upcoming. So, but don't let me talk about it. Everybody, please welcome comic book creator, screenwriter, filmmaker, all around really pleasantly nice guy, the one, the only, Greg Pak.
Hello. Yeah. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, we're happy to have you. So, Greg, just want to kick it off real quick. I didn't realize you did this. This was also not in our reading material. And I was so excited to know that you did it. I placed the order on your website, like literally right before today's show. Code Monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I did. Go ahead.
Yeah. Tell me all about it.
So, I actually went to college with Jonathan Coulton.
Oh, no way.
Back in the day. Jonathan Coulton is a independent singer-songwriter extraordinaire, internet hero. He was one of the first musicians to really use the internet and build a career that way, an independent career. He did a thing called Song a Day, where he was, or Song a Week, I can't remember now, where he just wrote a new song every week and put it online and for free, and built notoriety that way. He's also a big dork complimentary and has written a ton of nerd-friendly songs that feature things like, most famously, Code Monkey, which features a monkey who codes, and a put upon monkey. Who is a coder. The name of that song has entered the lexicon for people who feel used at their jobs. And he's written about vampire, like funny songs about vampires and giant squids and creepy dolls and all kinds of stuff. So there's a certain point when I don't know, I just been listening to his songs again and again, and I was like, we could do a pretty cool supervillain team up with your songs. And I posted it on what used to be Twitter back in the day. I'm off Twitter, by the way, because it's a disgusting site run by a monster. So I deleted that a long time ago. But
Fair enough.
But and he posted back and he said, let's do it, and we did. So we crowdfunded it. Tak Miyazawa, brilliant artist, was the artist on it, and it was like a big runaway sort of viral success. It kind of hit at the right time because Kickstarter was fairly new, and it was still sort of like, oh wow, here's a new comics Kickstarter project. And so it really and also it was this kind of fun thing where it's like indie music meets indie comics, and so we actually got press and also he had a tremendous fan base, and so, but it was a lot of fun. So we made this supervillain team up book where our young put upon coding monkey ends up teaming up with a terrible supervillain, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, and from your website, I ordered autograph copy. It was like $20, which is insane. But yeah, I can't wait to read it. I'm a huge John Colton fan, and I was wondering how you knew him, because I think I'm pretty sure he's from Connecticut. I think it was Salem, Connecticut.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we both were undergrads together in college. His roommate was in an improv comedy group that I was in, so we would we would hang out and chill in dining halls. It's funny because for years I have this memory of having taken a photograph of Jonathan in high school. I mean, not in high school, in college, when he did not have a beard. And I have the image of the photo in my head, but I haven't been able to find it. So someday I will find it.
When you do,
embarrass him by posting it online. So yeah.
He'll probably make it an album cover. So,
Did I hear correct that you're part of an improv group?
Oh, I was back in the day. I mean, I did improv
Oh.
for many years throughout high school. I mean, not high school. Why do I keep saying high school? Throughout college, and for a number of years afterwards. I mean, for many years afterwards. But I haven't done it, on stage in like, I don't know, 15 years or something. So.
Yeah. But that was actually kind of important because I recall in an interview you said that taught you, because I've also done improv comedy as well, and one of the tenets is there's no such thing as a bad suggestion. So essentially, if you have an open mind, you can take something and you're just building step by step. You kind of can build something out of it, and that's really helped in terms of your writing comics, like monthly comics.
Absolutely, right? Yeah, particularly for monthly comics, I'd say. You know what I mean? Like, and particularly for work for hire stuff, because you're constantly in a situation where you get random stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I'm working on a project right now that I can't talk about, but the license the comics company has the license to multiple things, and they're like, well, what if we did this and this? You know what I mean? Putting these two, unrelated properties together, and I was like, that sounds awesome. You know what I mean? And
all right, who's crossing over with the Ninja Turtles now?
No, I'm saying Godzilla versus the Cabbage Patch Kids.
And then if you drill down, there's always situations where it's like you plan to have, like in World War Hulk, like in my original outline for World War Hulk, we had Thor coming in at the end, but then Thor was tied up in a long storyline that wasn't going to allow him to be used. And so they were like, what about this entry? And so it's like, okay, you know what I mean? And being able to make those adjustments and on the fly and make it work is
the
great.
Century was used.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And speaking of that, I found this out because I was doing some research. I hope eventually at some point we can see you do a Gamma World story, because learning about that, I don't know if you guys knew this, but apparently Greg said that. Greg, I'm sorry to speak about you like you're not here. Yeah, but there was originally Planet Hulk started as a pitch called Gamma World, where there was to be this horrible accident. There's this huge like giant dome of gamma energy rising over the desert. Cities are trapped. Gamma monsters emerge, and it's like a wild, wild west. So basically, Gunslinger Hulk. and I was like, wow, this is like Stephen King's Under the Dome meets like the Wild Wild West. And I just like had a clear image of a cowboy Hulk with like the biggest
riding a buffalo or something.
Yeah, like yes, exactly, like just that, but like these cannons of guns. And I'm just like, yo, like again, Planet Hulk is a fantastic story, but man, one day I would just if I saw that, because again, you came back to Planet Hulk recently as an anniversary story. I was like, man, if there's like, oh, we're doing Gunslinger Hulk, I'm like, shut up and take this money.
Can I just say something real quick on
go
Planet
ahead.
Hulk? Like Greg, absolutely my favorite Hulk story of all time.
Thanks.
I'm actually really glad it wasn't what was just suggested, because like I mean, the idea of everybody being gamma irradiated is fun, but I think what makes Sakaar so special is that he was the one. It's it was so cool seeing there's one green guy on a planet full of reds and grays and bugs and these wild robots that are loose out into the wilderness and stuff. I got to say, like, what you did with Sakaar, I think it's just one of my favorite like fictional planets, and I just couldn't love it more. I know we're looking at World War Hulk here, which is like such an amazing sequel. I think of the two, like Alien and Aliens. Like, this is Aliens. It's just like all action all the time,
Agreed.
Yes. Yeah.
But they're both so good.
Thank you so much. I want to give a big shout out to Chris Sotomayor, the colorist of Planet Hulk, because you mentioned this, like Hulk is the only green thing on that planet.
Yeah.
And that was Chris's idea. I remember when we were first developing that, my editor, Mark Panicia, said, hey, Chris wants to talk to you. And this is before we even, got to the point where coloring was happening. And I was like, really? Because I'd never had a colorist reach out and want to talk. I mean, this was only a couple of years into my comics career at that point. And And I was like, okay. And Chris was like, I'm looking over the outline and thinking about this, and I really think that it would be great if we can have the Hulk be the only green thing on the planet, because just to really, show that he's unique. And I was like, that is amazing, and to have a colorist who is so invested in the story and thinking about it on that emotional level is just tremendous. I mean, we did a couple of tricky things with that, in that, if you look closely, there's a little subliminal foreshadowing going on, because the only other green thing in that first few issues are Kyra's eyes. Kyra is the lieutenant who, the rival, from rival to lovers and all of that.
The old song.
Familiar trope, but yes, we tipped our hat, we showed our cards a little bit there. And then later on, I mean, it just made me think, like just this idea that Chris brought to the table. And then, so later on, as the Hulk becomes more invested in the planet and starts to, think about other people, which is a big part of his journey there. He literally bleeds, into the planet. He bleeds for the planet, and then green vines grow out of his blood. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's where, and then you start to see more green around the planet.
Well, while we're on the topic of the Hulk right now, I wanted to hop in because we're talking about both kind of. We posted this up on Reddit to let anybody there who had some questions post them up, and kind of got in a little bit late. But Hannah Flosson would like to know, what was the most fun and the most difficult thing about writing Planet Hulk and World War Hulk?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the most fun was just the early days. I mean, throughout, Planet Hulk remains one of the most fun projects I've ever worked on. It was one of those... And you can't plan for this all the time. You know what I mean? It just happens sometimes. It's one of these projects that comes together, all the right people, and the vibe is just perfect. You know what I mean? I mean, I very seldom use the word perfect, because nothing in art is perfect. Nothing in life is perfect, and that's fine. Right. But it was beautiful. Like everybody got it. Everybody was excited about it. And we had so much freedom, because the Hulk was off planet. The Hulk was out of everybody else's stories, you know what I mean? So we could literally, and we were building this planet from scratch, and so we were able to, just in our little group, if we thought this was cool, we could just do it, you know what I mean? Right. And so, so it was just tremendous amount of fun, and it was all the kind of storytelling that I love. It was a big emotional story with major changes for the character. It was about underdogs, helping each other, about this community coming together. It was big, wild sci-fi and world building. It was political and emotional, and it was everything. So the fact that we got to do all of that for over a year was mind-blowing. I mean, and then it all led to coming back to Earth, and also coming back into everybody else's storylines with World War Hulk. That was also a blast, but that was also a massive challenge and a big switch, because now literally everything that happens in your story could have an impact on anybody, on other people. And I'm not just talking about characters, I'm talking about like editors and writers and artists, and like other people who are working in the, in all of these different offices and all these different books. So, so everything had to be talked through and negotiated and figured out. And that's, and that's critical, that's good teamwork, right? So I was very happy to do that. But it was a lot. It was exhausting, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to tell a coherent story under those circumstances. You know what I mean, or tell a good story. So again, like it was a blast, but it was also it was very challenging for a lot more reasons. Was it more challenging? Probably more challenging than Planet Hulk for those reasons.
Absolutely.
I imagine. I mean, like, I think it would have been so easy with World War Hulk, especially, where it's like, okay, it's always the sequel. The sequel's hard, but also, like, you could have done just a bunch of vignettes that were kind of hollow, where he's just fighting different characters, and that's, you know, going to give people what they want in that moment too. You're like, oh, it's Hulk versus the Marvel Universe, basically.
Right.
But no, you made it really personal, you know, with the Illuminati. And then like the turn at the end. I mean, this is a 10-year-old book at this point, so I think like
yeah, we can
I'm not too worried.
Oh my
about
God, it's
spoilers,
almost believe it or not, it's 18 years old. I think 19 years old. It came out in 2007.
Can't even believe it. I thought
I
was
know,
off by
I
a
know.
decade.
But
I believe it when I see how much gray there is in my beard.
But the turn at the end where it really looks like Hulk is very emotionally callous, like completely gonna let Reed kill Tony. And then you realize, you know, in the next panel, you're like, no, he was never gonna do it. He's just showing you how terrible you are. And like it's just because for a bit there, you're like, at first you're like, yeah, Hulk, mess everybody up. And then it gets to that moment when they're all like got the control discs on them, and you're like, ooh, man, I don't know if I'm still on your side, buddy. And then he has that plan all along, and you're like, damn it, what a good character. And it really was fantastic. I love that moment. I can't believe it's 18 years old. Oh my God.
I know, it's really I suffer from that knowledge every day.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's all good. But okay.
Oh no, I bouncing off of Steve real quick. The part that you have in there when Hulk is talking to Rick, and he's like, Banner, you know, and he's just like, I'm not Banner. Banner is Hulk, you know, and it's just
Banner
like, oh my God, I had goosebumps going through that. I was just like, I love this. I came late to the Hulk, but I've been reading kind of backwards, and I was that, you know, I'm a girl. I was from a small town, but it was always like Hulk smash, Ghost Rider's cool, but Hulk just smashes things, and now it's like, oh my God, Hulk has depth, and like, you did you like grabbed me and made me just go So thank you
so much.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky working on, you know, whenever you have a chance to work on Hulk stories, there have been so many great Hulk creators and writers who have worked on the Hulk that have just like, you know, done so much in-depth work with that character emotionally. I mean, the character is all about emotion. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's this whole metaphor of anger. And if you're talking about anger, that means you're also talking about what anger is a substitute for. You're talking about grief and pain and everything else. You know what I mean? And that's like Peter David, Bill Mantlo, in particular, just did incredible work that kind of fleshed out Bruce Banner's childhood, you know, his abusive father, the death of his mother, death of his father, all of these things, which contributed to his self-hatred, his suppressed, you know, everything that he suffers from that leads to this rage. And it's all intensely relatable and powerful stuff. And so I was very lucky being able to come in and build on what others had set up. I mean, the whole after World War Hulk, you know, we did this whole Scar Son of Hulk storyline, which really paid off. I mean, the way I think of it is that it is really a payoff for the Mantlo run, which does so much work with Hulk's father. You know, so it's now Banner in this really jacked up father-son relationship with his abandoned his abandoned half alien barbarian son Scar. But yeah, I mean, I've always loved the Hulk. The Hulk was always my favorite superhero comic book character. I mean, ever since you know, like the Bruce, I mean the Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno TV show. I'm Gen X. That had a huge impact. Thursday evenings at 7 Central, Dallas, Texas. We were Channel 4. That's what we were watching.
The man remembers.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, it had a big impact on me. Like it was I joke about it, but it's true. That was my introduction to the literary concept of tragedy, and I just it always just stuck with me. So I was thrilled to have a chance to work on the Hulk. Always happy to, if I ever get another chance to dip in there. So I'm glad I worked for y'all.
Well, and just piggyback on, because it's, you said it yourself. Like, the irony is that you have the Hulk, who is always a character who's always like, oh, like Hulk wants to be left alone, and is that eventually he finds himself surrounded with all these people that care about him, that love him. So he finds that family that deep down Banner lost because of the tragedy in his life, and it's just, he does, again, he's still dealing with the anger of what's happened to him, his life, and what was stolen, and yet he doesn't understand how to kind of value it. So it's how do I embrace this good thing in my life when all I want to do is push it away because I don't feel I'm worthy of it. You know,
and I mean, not to spoil too much, but he's imperfect and he screws it up, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's and I mean, and that's the tragedy of it, you know what I mean? Like I'm always thrilled when folks sort of get it on, like feel that on that level. It's interesting too, because I realize there's so many stories, particularly in science fiction and fantasy and comics, that are about found family. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the whole premise of Dungeons and Dragons. You know what I mean? It's literally like you're just a group of adventurers who, usually meet in a pub. Meet in the tavern. And but that that whole idea. I mean, that's Star Wars. That's that's the X-Men. That's that's the Avengers. That's that's Planet Hulk. But that notion of outsiders who find their people is just really powerful. And also, I mean, I love it too, particularly in superhero stories, because there is this notion in superhero, like some, like this, a pernicious reading of like superhero mythology is that we need a superpowered hero to save us all. You know what I mean? And that's just that. I mean, that's a fantasy, and sometimes that's comforting, but that's also like, that's not the way change happens. That's not the way the world works. If we want to change things, we need to build community. You know what I mean? Like nothing, like the things we're up against. I mean, look around. I mean, look around the world. You know what I mean? Like the atrocities committed by the powerful are not things that one individual can fix. You know what I mean? But all of us together, all of us, I mean, even within our communities, like in those hyper-local communities, you look at that in Minnesota, you look at that everywhere, that's where you can, like you come together with other people and we're stronger,
Absolutely.
So anyway, so I've always been drawn to those. I mean, those kinds of stories are hard to write. Like it's hard to juggle a whole bunch of characters, but it's a lot easier to write about one cowboy coming into town. You know what I mean? But I mean, but like it is kind of funny too, because it is hard to work in a community too. Community organizing is a lot harder than just blustering in and trying to fix it all by yourself. I mean, you know what I mean? Like of course you can't fix it all by yourself,
right?
But it sort of makes sense that it's harder to write, it's harder to do, but it's also that's where the juice is. That's how we do things. So.
Absolutely. And then one of my favorite things that came out of of Hulk and everything was the Incredible Hercules series, which I have.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still raving about it ever since. Like I know it's been years since you guys wrapped it up, but I'm always telling people, especially if I know someone's a fan of mythology, I was like, you will love this book, and I think I got the elevator pitch pretty great. It's the best buddy cop through Marvel and mythology you can expect. You have the world's strongest idiot with the world's seventh smartest kid getting in trouble, figuring out how to get out of it, only to end up in more trouble.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a very thank you. It's one of the hardest things sometimes to do as a writer is when people are like, give me tell me what it's about in like 10 seconds. And it's like, it's beautiful when somebody else does that. So thank you.
You're welcome. But it's just, the thing being is you have Hercules who, he's a character of mythology, and you're like, how does a demigod fit in the Marvel universe when you have more superpowers and heroes than ever? And then you have this kid who again, Amadeus Cho, who is still very much part of the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah,
you and I believe it was Tahishi, right? Am I saying wrong?
Takeshi.
Takeshi, right? You guys created Amadeus, and I mean, what a sassy kid. And I loved it because it is watching it. Like it reminded me of like watching, like Steve brought up like Aliens, and it reminded me of like Jaws. You have like these really big action movies, but they're beautifully built and they're packed with laughs, but then they have those moments of emotional depth.
Yeah.
That it's like you and Fred, man, just created such a beautiful run, and I recommend it all the time. So
thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, and good. Thanks for the Jaws mention is great. Like that's a great keystone. I mean, for a big action movie, like the first massive summer blockbuster. You know what I mean? Like it launched that whole concept of summer blockbusters. But it's not just mindless action. It is exactly as you say. It's an emotional story. It's hilarious. I mean, Jaws is practically a comedy. Actually, I mean, there's a laugh. Every scene is hilarious. I mean, not every scene.
The kid on the raft.
There's a few scenes that are a little bit.
The kid on the raft will disagree on the humor. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, there's
doll dies, man. Every time it gets funny.
But actually, really quick, Greg, just so you know, we interviewed the kid on the raft for Jaws, and he told us.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he actually told us the real reason why the shark kept on breaking down.
Yeah, what?
Because he was a islander. He grew up on the island, and so him and all his friends would actually sneak into the area where they kept the shark at night. And they're all playing on it and everything, and so he attributes that to why the shark kept on breaking.
Oh my God!
Why with the shark?
That is hilarious. They're like kicking screws loose. Oh my God!
Fuck Chuck E. Cheese's. We got Jaws.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
But huge props to Fred Van Lente, who is the co-writer on all the Hercules stuff. Like one of my best buddies in comics and in life. It was kind of funny because we didn't know each other before we started working on that. We got our editor put us together. We live close to each other in New York City, and so we would just get together and hang out. And it was kind of we're writing these buddies and we're becoming buddies. It was just really kind of awesome. I know it's adorable.
That's a great person to have that though.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I want to also plug. Fred and I are co-writing another book right now.
Let's go.
Gaston, Disney villains Gaston, which is it's kind of perfect because he's sort of like evil Herc in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? That Herc is like a big egotistical, like kind of a buffoon, but Herc has a heart of gold. Gaston has no heart at all. He's a black hole of bulliness and vindictiveness. But he's also big and ridiculous. You know what I mean? And so we're having a blast writing him. And that's Dynamite's put that out. I think actually the timing is excellent because final order cutoffs for comic shops for Gaston, I believe, are Monday. So if you're interested in seeing Greg Pak and Fred Van Lente write Gaston, go ask your comic shop to pre-order Gaston #1 for you. Oh, and speaking of woodland animals, there are definitely woodland animals in Gaston. I think Carrie, your little buddy there might take.
He's very excited. Listen, everybody.
Excited.
Help them buy 24 eggs each. That is what Gaston would want. What helps keep them so strong.
Oh my gosh. We keep talking about that because that's like the lowest hanging fruit for Gaston in a Gaston comic book, you would think, like the egg reference. And we realized we haven't worked it in. Like we haven't done it. We haven't. I mean, maybe that's because we're cool. We're not going to.
You know what? It's fine. I was dying because somebody did the thing where it was like, you saw him come in. He was raving, and then it's Belle's father, and has glow sticks dancing. I'm like, I'm done. Internet, stop. Please, like I don't want to laugh because that's great, but at the same time, this is like the McDonald's of humor. This is satisfying, and later on, regret. So much regret.
See, I think all you really need for the egg reference is just take, let's see the back of Gaston's house or something, and show that he has like way the hell too many chickens.
Yeah,
like that's really all you need.
Agreed.
Just like 1,000 chicken like little coops, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of chickens.
A lot of chickens for one man.
Exactly.
So 2 dozen Easter eggs.
What's that?
2 dozen Easter eggs. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
there you go.
Well done. Well
We
done.
need to do the Easter egg of the egg reference. Yes, the egg.
Oh my
the,
God.
the only girl in the group has to do the dad joke because you guys all flubbed it.
We all blew it. We blew it.
That's why you're here.
Thank you, Carrie.
Yes. And while I'm here and you're talking about writing with other people, we were going to hop because we only have them for an hour, guys. So sorry for
Right. You're right.
rushing.
Sorry.
We're moving
No
on
rating.
to anthologies, which you did Cruel Universe and Cruel Kingdoms. And because I'm the one who thought of it to switch over, I'm going to ask you. I have 2 questions from yours, real quick, and they're really quick answer stuff. In the Cruel Universe, in your story Back to Nature, which was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It was so beautiful, but it reminded me a lot of this French anime called Strange Planet back from 1973 that was written and directed by René Leroux, based off of Poems of Hysteria from 1957 by Stephen Wool. Did you get some inspiration from that to write it?
This is shameful because I'm a huge animation nerd and I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, but I've never actually watched Strange Planet. I've read about it, I've seen stills, but I've never actually seen the actual movie. So no, it was not in my head, at least consciously. So I'll have to check it out.
It is free to watch on YouTube right now, actually.
Cool.
So just so you know,
excellent.
full movie. And
Great.
the other one, and this is from Cruel Kingdom with Blood of the Robo King. That one, okay. You write about a lot of things like responsibility and futility and stuff, but this one totally embraced like. Was it based off of like the Golem or the Golem of Prague legend?
Yeah.
Was that because it just embraced hubris to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so the story is, it's based on that amazing cover, and I've spaced out on the artist's name. I think I think he's got like a one. I can find it in a second, but he's got like one name. But so the artist had drawn this incredible art of this robot king, like this robot holding this big sword, and he's got a crown floating above his head, and there are all these like medieval peasants all bending down to give, to pay homage, and so my mandate was to come up with a story to match that image. Leo Max is the name of the artist. I was right. One name artist, but incredible art, incredible drawing, really powerful. And like when you see a robot ruling over a bunch of peasants, it's like there's something there about technology, and I'm very anti-monarchy, always in these days particularly, and so of course that was going to be worked in there somehow, but yeah, so it becomes about people elevating. I mean, in the story, the idea is that they religion says thou shalt not kill, so they create this robot to do their killing for them. You know what I mean? Like this robot king to sort of do all the sinful things that they want a leader to do, and of course it all backfires and and destroys them. So I mean, the fun thing about these stories, these EC comic stories, is that I don't know, when I'm writing like Hercules or even World War Hulk, there is sort of these are ongoing characters, and the audience is it's a different genre, and so there is this kind of and also I don't know, like the stories, I feel a kind of I have a compulsion to make the story, like to have some hope. I don't know if that's I mean, maybe that's the simplest way to say. with these EC stories, they can just be very dark little fables. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yes.
and you know, like they're like little nightmares. You know what I mean? They're not, and you don't have to redeem characters. You don't have to. I mean, if you read the old EC comics, they're all these cautionary tales. You know what I mean? They're these horrible little fairy tales where, you know, like people get destroyed because of their bad decisions. You know what I mean? And even in World War Hulk, it's like it's a tragedy, but it's not. You know, it's not darkly funny and bleak like that. And I think you can do that with these EC comic stories because that's sort of the way they work. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're not going to destroy a child's, you know, like childhood, like, you know, whatever, by killing Superman or something. You know, not that you can't kill Superman and have that be a good story, but it's been done many times. You know what I'm saying, though. Like there's something freeing about basically being able to tell a really dark joke in comics form, you know, which I don't always get a chance to do in a lot of the comics I've done. So it's been a blast working on these EC comics. It's like, you know, they're a little naughty in that regard, but you know, as you say, Kerry, they're also still, you know, they're invested in a worldview and a sense of I guess a certain sense of justice, as dark as it may be.
And you're in a hell of a lot of good company there. Everybody they brought back since they're doing these, oh my God, it's just chef's kiss of a group of people that are creating for EC right now.
I mean, they've been a blast to work on. I mean, and I love those folks. Like everybody I'm working with, all the editors at Oni have been fantastic. Who are headlining all of this or quarterbacking all of this. And the one you're showing right here. This was also a blast because I got to work with Charlie Adlard for the first time in a long time.
2004.
But, I think one of the bonuses of these little stories, because these are, you know, 8 to 10 page stories, they're anthology books with little 8 to 10 page stories, is that you can get all kinds of amazing people who might otherwise be too busy to do, you know, a 6-issue run on something, but they can come in and do a 10-page story. The level of talent on these things is amazing. I think also, like, people, I mean, I definitely, when they approached me, they were like, we got the EC license, we're going to do these EC comics. I was like, oh my God, because I think so many of us grew up, you know, reading these collections of these EC comics, and they were, yeah, I mean, they're legendary and they're very formative. So it's very fun to be able to do these.
Absolutely. Yeah, the fittest, I definitely wanted to bring this up real quick, but also speaking of the books, you had Lee Bermejo do most of the covers, and for series 2, and I collect everything Lee Bermejo does, so I'm going to be ordering this set. Actually, it's in my car on eBay right now. But the fittest and Back to Nature, Cuckoo. Oh my God, so terrifying.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But all right, Leo, I know you want to talk about the next one, so we'll let you.
Oh yeah. No. I absolutely. You know, I know it's an older story, but you know, just fitting for even the time. Just like, you know, like you mentioned, justice. You know, just you have all these rich assholes, you know, escaping poor people of Earth, and the best of them just, you know, getting his just desserts.
Yeah. There's it's always nice when you can you know, like, have a bunch of eugenicists get their comeuppance in a little 10-page story. It's very satisfying. So
thanks, Drew. I know we do have limited time, so wanted to make
sure.
No,
we're good. We still have a little time. So
yeah, we're going.
Rolling.
But let me bring this up. Definitely want to talk about Vader.
Cool.
Oh, I tried to turn you to have it ready yet.
It was so good.
I actually contacted Leo after I finished reading. I was just like, "This is so good."
Aw, thank you.
Tell him your compliment that you said before the show.
I was just like, I think Greg could write the phone book, and it would be interesting to me. It's like not one book that Drew told us to read, nothing was I sitting there going like, oh my God, this is just dragging on. It all flowed so well. It was like this, especially, this was like, I love when a story gets filled in that I already know.
Oh, cool.
You just add pieces to it. This felt like Star Wars.
Thank you.
This was great.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely felt Star Wars, but also you added so much emotion to, you know, a character which is emotionless. You know, when he's you know, fighting the Amadeans later on, and no spoilers, but they keep on saying for Padme, for Anakin. And you just want to turn around and like have him admit, I'm Anakin, but it's like
I was.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I loved working on this book too. I mean, this volume in particular just felt. I mean, that same kind of special feeling we had when working on Planet Hulk. It was just a great team, and it clicked. You know, like conceptually, we kind of figured out what it needed to be, and we did a similar thing with color in this too, actually, where we used this red, like you can see in some of these images you're showing, for Vader's flashbacks. All his flashbacks were tinted with red, you know, and it felt really powerful and worked. And the artist is just one of my fave people, and just everybody just murdered it. Raphael Ienco is the main artist on the book. I appreciate what you said about like when a story fills in things, because sometimes, you know, like it can be really hard working in licensed storytelling like this, to find a place to tell a story that actually feels additive, that actually matters. You know, I mean, that's the word that comes up all the time. This guy doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, or it does. And particularly when you're working in Star Wars, where there's like countless stories being worked on all the time, and stories that have been done about these characters, and particularly with Darth Vader, who is like maybe one of the top 5 most recognizable pop culture characters ever, right? You know what I mean? Like it's mind-blowing. And but what made it all work is that when we started working on this, two things. First off, they were like, okay, we're going to explore the time between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which is just a really great time to dig in, because that's right after the big revelation of I am your father. And a spoiler alert.
Oh wow! Ruined.
Sorry. Whose father is he? Wait a minute.
Who?
So it's after those big revelations. There's just a, you know, like that. It's a big emotional point. And then 2 other things. One is that they gave us the green light to explore Vader's emotional state during that time, because we always think of that from Luke's point of view, you know what I mean? Like Luke is like, no, you can't be. Like Luke finds out that his greatest enemy is actually his father. That's horrifying, and that's like, you know, when you're a little kid. I mean, I was how old was I when Empire came out? I was 13, you know, when Empire came out. And it's like shocking, like it blows your mind, right? That's what you walk away with. But you watch that movie again, you think about it. That's as big a shock for Vader as it is for Luke, in the sense that Vader puts it all on the line there. He's like, Luke, take my hand, come with me. You and I will rule the galaxy together. We will overthrow the Emperor. We will rule together. You know, like he reveals himself. He offers up everything to his son, and his son's like, hell no, and disappear. You know, like, would rather die. Literally would rather die. And then so that's a really meaty thing, to be offered that chance to dig into this character at that point, a character whose emotional life is very, you know, like, I mean, the whole, as Lucas has said, the whole 6 movies are the tragedy of Darth Vader, but it feels like, it felt almost unbelievable that they would let us explore Vader's emotional life in this comic book in that way. And they did. They were like, do it. Let's do this. And I was like, hell yeah. And then And then as I dug in and rewatched all of those movies, it's like, I mean, I'm Gen X, right? So the sequels, the prequels came out and we were all like, what is this? What's going on with these? I won't pretend, you know what I mean? Like they were not highly regarded, but as I watched and rewatched them, you see how much is being done to set up certain things and there's echoes that happen that I mean, they really do create this tragedy of Darth Vader. And it's really powerful. I mean, there's a sequence here where we show Vader sort of remembering Luke rejecting him, and you see Padme falling away from him in his mind's eye. You see his own mother falling away from him, and you see Luke falling away from him. Because there are because that's what's in the history of these comics, is that, I mean, of these movies, is that this is he's a broken kid who has lost everyone he ever loved. You know what I mean? Everyone he ever reached out to. And there are ways in which, and we do this, we make this stuff explicit in the comics. There's real parallels between his reaching out to Padme at the end of Revenge of the Sith and reaching out to Luke in Empire. Just even the way it's staged, it's really amazing. So anyway, we got the chance to do all of that, and it was tremendous.
Right.
Nerdy question for you. What version of Star Wars were you watching?
What? Oh, you mean which?
Oh my God! Of course.
I had the DVDs of the restored, the versions from the 1990s or whatever. I have been trying to dig up the original, because there's a DVD that has the original theatrical version of 77 Star Wars, and I bought it on eBay, and then I got it, and then I've lost it. I can't find it in my apartment, which is ridiculous because I live in a small New York City apartment. But maybe we threw it out by accident or something. I don't know, looking around as if it's going to show up. But I want to rewatch that one. You know what I mean? I really have a hankering to see that original theatrical version again.
If you're willing to do a little bit of work, and most likely, I hear Disney is releasing the original theatrical cut. Possibly later this year. It's not going to be the McClunky edition, which is another story. But if you want to do a little work, do some research for the Harmy edition, HARMY.
Okay, what is that?
Can't you just hook him up with it?
Yeah, Leo, you have.
Why make him work?
Yeah, he worked for you, man.
If you're willing to click a link,
in copyrighted material here.
How dare you, Mr. Pond?
I mean, he could just write you an email about how to all do your research instead of making your research.
I'll send you a link.
What Emperor Palpatine level manipulation is this? What is this? Good.
Okay, so what is the Harmy edition?
Okay, so the Harmy edition.
I brought up Wikipedia here. So
so this guy it's been more than 4 years now, but originally it was 4 years of his life.
Oh, wow.
Re-editing, he was taking from scans of the Laserdisc edition, and then all the best versions of Star Wars to make the ultimate original theatrical release.
Wow.
It's an amazing watch. There is also 4K versions where somebody found the original film and then scanned it in 4K. But
holy cats,
the Harmy edition is actually better.
Okay.
I will get
because probably because he's taking the scanned so he's taking the cuts from DVDs, but then replacing the special digital, the redone digital effects and stuff. Okay, so the stuff he's taking from the DVDs is probably scanned from original negative or whatever, as opposed to a scan from a print and all that.
From the Laserdisc edition, from the Blu-ray edition.
Wow.
So it's the edition I watch. So
that's wild.
I will send you some information afterwards.
That's wild.
It's also the edition that I watch as well, and I can't say enough about it. It's perfect. If Disney puts it out, it will not look better.
Indeed. All right. Thank you, Leo.
Back to Vader.
Because we're kind of running up on time, and I had something, but I'm just gonna next time. I had one question because I'm always fascinated when you learn about projects that you've yet to do or you've talked about. In one of your interviews, you mentioned that you've always wanted to do like a big fantasy epic with the Hulk and Doctor Strange and other characters, kind of like a Lord of the Rings. Milu, is that? Please tell me, could we ever see that? Because I'm fairly certain this grit gang would be like, I'm sorry, what?
We did a sort of a joke, sort of a small version of that in gosh, what do we call it? It was in one of my last Hulk stories where Amadeus and the Hulk and Doctor Strange go to they fight Umar, and there's a where they appear in these kinds of like D&D outfits, but it's more of a gag at that point than a real exploration of that. So yeah, no, I would love to do something like that. I mean, I've been writing D&D comics now, you know what I mean? I'm working on this actual official Dungeons and Dragons The Fallbacks comic,
right?
A blast. So yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Can you see Carrie in her box is just squeeing? She was like, love him, yes.
I've only been playing for 40 years,
Oh, there you go.
Awesome. Leo, did you want to ask a question? Or Steve or Jeremy, did you have anything else before we wrap up?
Looks like we're up on time.
Yeah, we're up on time. So whoever has the last question, go for it.
This isn't the last question. This is one real quick comment, and then I want Steve to be able to get something in because he's our guest host. I just wanted to say in Vader that Raphael did such a good job of using lighting and angles to make Darth Vader's mask have expressions.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, and I mean, we gave him an impossible task because most of the principal characters in that book do not have mobile faces. I mean, there's a droid with a flat face, there's Vader, and there's Ochi who wears a mask. And yet he's able, I mean, like with body language and with lighting and angles, he creates every emotion you can imagine. And sells the humor too, because there's like laughs in that book too. It was amazing work from him.
Indeed. All right.
So that wasn't a question. So Steve,
give us Steve, Jar.
Because we got John.
So real quick, I guess on Vader, I'll just say it blew me away that I had to look it up because I didn't recognize him. I recognized Captain Typho right away. And I'm like, who's this other guy? This other guy must be somebody I'm forgetting. And it's like a background character dude who does have a page on Wikipedia, and he was played by Richard Armitage.
Exactly.
What? I'm like, what? Richard Armitage was like a background dude on Naboo. I just like blew my mind. Thorin Oakenshield himself.
Wow.
Blew my mind.
That's one of the fun things about working with this kind of stuff too, is that you have a chance to do. It's like, holy cats! I had that same thing. I was like, that is Richard Armitage. Yeah, but the character, like once we got the green light to use Sabe, who is Padme's handmaiden, because I was like, who can we have in this book that really means something?
You're like, who's the dead one? Is that Dorme or Sabe?
Right. But like obviously. I mean, bringing Padme back from the dead, which is something you could do if this was a Marvel comic, I mean, it is a Marvel comic, but you know what I mean? Like within the Marvel universe, people come back from the dead. That would have been like the biggest emotional thing we could do. Can't do that, you know what I mean, with this. But Sabe's kicking around and they approved it. And so from that point, it was like, who does Sabe know? What's Sabe's life? And those things are like, in the actual movies, it's like 10 seconds of screen time of some random character. But then like other people have worked on these stories and built these characters up. You know what I mean? And there's an amazing series of novels oh my God, I just spaced on the right. E.K. Johnson. E.K. Johnson has written, and that deal with Sabe and the Handmaidens, and so this Richard Armitage character is fleshed out in those.
Oh,
So
he was from that. Okay, okay.
Let's bring him in here. You know what I mean? Let's
That's
do
amazing.
this. So it's fun. And
the world of Star Wars is so
I just want to know,
huge.
was that did you canonically kill Jar Jar, or is that another Gungan?
Hey,
what's...
that was
Oh
another
no,
Gungan.
that's a different guy.
It's just a different Gungan. Okay.
I did
Jar
really want to bring Jar Jar into the story. I had a whole pitch for what.
Oh
to do with Jar Jar.
man,
What was it?
But I'm not gonna tell you because I might be able to.
He
do
might
someday.
still do it,
So-
Jar. Let the man. I mean,
Well, I
he
had Steve's feeling at first. I was like, "Oh my God, did he just kill Jar Jar?" But I'm like,
Not
no,
you,
another...
Jeremy.
No, I know that. I know this.
You're not even in the book.
I know this, but
Good.
I love Jar Jar Binks. I was one of those people that loved him from the beginning of seeing Phantom Menace. I'm heartbroken that right now he's known as a clown living his days on Naboo, just pouring out of But
well, you might if you like Jar Jar, we did a story that was the 25th sort of anniversary celebration of Phantom Menace. And Jar Jar's in there for like 2 pages, but we gave him a pretty nice scene with young Anakin. So feel free to check that out. Maybe that will soothe some of the pain in your heart. Jar Jar is a really tough character because I mean, for the obvious reasons, right? Like, but there's there's interesting work to be done with almost all these characters. So
he was part of a lot of pivotal moments.
Oh yeah,
And like he had decision making and stuff. And
yeah. Well, my opinion on the character changed a lot after how terrible everybody was to Ahmed Best and learning about everything that he went through. And so my heart goes so completely, fully out to Ahmed Best that it made me come around, and I had no choice but to appreciate the character more.
Yeah. No,
I won't hate on the character ever.
I got to meet Ahmed Best at at the one Star Wars celebration I was able to go to.
Oh, so cool.
And incredibly kind, friendly dude. I mean, really, So
that's why I was glad Mandalorian gave him a moment to shine. That was just 100% badass, and I was just like, thank you. Doesn't redeem everything, but this helps.
He's got to be Leo's hero. He saved Grogu.
He did.
I'm all about the Jar Jar was a Sith Lord thing. That made sense to me.
I would love for it,
and I was like,
it's not.
They should have done that. It was so there.
Amazing.
With that note, I know we are at time, so we're going to wrap things up. And yes, we do know Jar Jar is a Sith Lord, but definitely check all the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. For information on Greg, go check out his website. Go buy some autographed comics there. But Greg, where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
I'm on Blue Sky. Primarily, that's my main place. If you just search for my name on Blue Sky, you will find me, Greg Pak, P-A-K. I'm also on Instagram. I'm less active there, but I'm also on Instagram, Greg Pak Net, N-E-T on Instagram. I do want to take a second to plug Comics Action, C-O-M-I-X Action, which is a group of New York-based comics creators that I'm part of, that we basically care about pushing back on authoritarianism and trying to do the right thing by our communities. And we recently launched an initiative called Comics for Liam. So if you search for the hashtag C-O-M-I-C-S, how do you spell comics? C-O-M-I-C-S, the number 4 and L-I-A-M. We asked folks to draw pictures for Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old kid who was abducted by ICE. The kid wearing a Spider-Man backpack. And when I saw that, it basically stabbed me in the heart. I was like, we have a responsibility as people who I felt I had a responsibility as somebody who's written superhero stories for 22 years to try to do something. So there's dozens of artists who have drawn comics for Liam.
Awesome.
These just great pictures of pictures that we think this kid would be happy to see. And then there's a website, comicsforliam.com, where you can find a link to that family's GoFundMe, as well as all kinds of links to groups that are pushing back against ICE. And I hope you'll check it out.
Thank you for using your powers for good, sir.
Yeah.
Oh no, I appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. Thank you.
No,
There's
you're
just
awesome.
I know you're the cool one.
Steve,
Yes.
where do you like people
Thanks.
following you?
First, I want to say thanks, Greg. It was great talking with you, and
Thank you.
You know, really great episode. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook primarily. Of course, my show is Retro Redoctopus, and we talk to a lot of really, really cool industry creative people, and also just wax philosophical about all the crap we loved growing up. We're a nostalgia-based show. Check us out. We've been on the Dorkening for like 7 years, 8 years. I don't know what it's been at this point. We're in our 8th year, so I guess 7 years on the big Dorkening network at this point. So. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Jar Jar.
Hey, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and a few others. Twitch. I'm trying to build my Twitch stream up. If you like watching people play video games, I don't know why you would, but if you do, I do that. Other than that, I hope you all have a great Saturday, and thank you, Greg.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Carrie.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming. Look up Carrie Sanders on Facebook because I am apparently a Luddite at this point. All of my links are there. You can find the things that I write. You can find my other stuff on the All Light Network. Pretty soon you're going to be seeing some unboxing from some stuff from this place called Rough House Publishing that's got something to do with this Steve Van Samson guy. I don't know. Gore Street comic thing going on. Van Samson. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing some fun stuff. It's insane. Go look at my page. I have links. You can go find stuff. It's crazy. It's fun. If there's a judgmental crow staring at you, you know you have the right place. And yeah, Squirrel's gonna go get drunk, and I'm gonna get some sleep.
Awesome.
Let's see what Drew's got for us for next week.
He's a Sith Lord.
Oh, hello there.
Check us out.
Good.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much to our guest. The force is clearly strong with him. And yes, thank you. If you need to get in touch with me, Facebook, Blue Sky, same name, Ghostbuster 1984 on Instagram. We got a lot going planned for February, so please hit the like and subscribe button to our YouTube page. You can keep in touch. Definitely tune in next week when we have the awesome and most excellent Mark Russell coming on. We're going to be talking to him about some of his stuff. Already reading it. It's amazing. But yes, definitely do that. Like and subscribe. And for February, just remember, no matter what, may the force be with you.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.